It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Trigger warning.tv.
How dare you?
Hello, hang on, no, I'm totally, yes, I'm working. I didn't think my mic was working then. Hello, it's Trigger Warning. I'm Boomer Hayden Hewitt, and I'm here with Graham Wideload Booth.
Oh, really? Really? You know what? I'd rather the pedo stuff. At least that was ridiculous.
Okay, Graham Fat Nonce Booth.
Yeah, all right. Fuck. How's it going, baby? You all right?
I'm not bad, sausage. How are you?
I'm good. I just saw when I logged into YouTube then, it says important. All creators are obliged to take action to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and / or other laws. Review your channel. Dude, have we got any kid-friendly content we need to be checking up?
All of it.
We got a little box to tick. Should we tick everything as being child-friendly?
Well, it's funny. Google should be shitting the bed at this because I've got something to talk about with Google very soon. Very soon. But you know, before we lose our place completely and just waffle on, Google's just woken up on my phone as well. It doesn't like what I'm going to talk about. Graham, have you ever stopped to think about what's going to happen to your body after you're dead?
No, but I was talking about that just a minute ago, actually, which is quite a weird. You kind of freaked me out a little bit there. It's not just Google that's been listening, is it? Well, go on. Why? Why do you ask?
Well, I have thought about it. Obviously, I'm 47 now. I'm cracking on. I'm looking at life insurance, all these things.
Yeah.
But I was very clear to Mrs. Hewitt, I don't want to be buried because it's taking up a lot of space, and I don't want my family, my loved ones, to have to go to a graveyard to remember me. Because the terribly dull place is full of buried corpses. So, you know, some people would argue, well, it's so future generations can remember you. How? They didn't know me. They're going to remember me by looking at a gravestone? No, they're going to watch Trigger Warning on BitChute, probably not YouTube.
They probably won't let him bury you anyway. It'll be like Hitler or, Saddam or something, won't it? They don't want somewhere for the certain types to congregate.
Exactly. But I'd always thought, cremate me. Don't scatter the ashes in a place I love because it'll just make my armchair dusty. Just fuck them off and that's it. Okay, I thought that was a cool thing to do, yeah? I thought that was going to be a cool thing to do. But apparently no. No. You see, funeral expert Nora Merkin, who is the director of the People's Memorial Association in Seattle, says apparently this pumps out lots of carbon dioxides into the atmosphere, which, as you well know, is stealing Greta's childhood.
Yeah.
So she says it's bad. It's bad. Now, burial's not good. And cremation is bad because it's the equivalent of using 2 car tankfuls of the dirty petrol.
Oof. Are we not allowed that then in our final moment?
To be fair, it's the last 2 tanks of petrol I'll probably use. But no, apparently there's a kinder, more humane, better for the planet, better for Greta. There's quite a few ways. I mean, one of them involves freezing you and smashing you into bits, but that's not what I'm talking about. No, there's a nicer one. This is called alkaline hydrolysis. Alkaline hydrolysis, also known as water cremation. That's right, they put you in water and make you into soup. Your loved ones can know that you're slowly dissolving in water. Now, apparently, if you had a couple of chemicals, the bones go lovely and brittle and can be crushed into powder to be given to your loved ones. And apparently the water, containing all your nutrients and flavours, makes for a superb fertiliser.
Dude, I just found some people in the outer worlds that do that. Fucking hippies. Killed them all. Ruined it. Shut off the power to their settlement and everything.
I have no idea what the Outer Worlds is.
It's the sci-fi video game. It's like a bit
Is
like
it that one I downloaded?
Yeah, it's the one that's free because
yes, because I have an
Microsoft
Xbox.
just bought the company. But yeah, I found a load of hippies that were doing exactly that.
Oh, very good.
Shut it down, so I did.
There is another couple of ways, but you can be turned into soil. It takes several weeks, and this soil is then given to your loved ones so they can put you on the garden.
That's a bit. Well, you know what? I say that's a bit weird, but if that's what we did already, right? And someone turned around and went, "Should we just bury people straight up?" You'd be like, "Well, why would you do that? It's really inefficient."
Well, you know what's
Why not?
next, don't you?
What?
Just throw him in the corner of the garden. Put a blanket over him and just let him go.
If we already did that though, we already sort of Mad Max style, just recycled people and everything, and then you just turn around and went, "Should we just start burning each other when we die?" Everyone would be like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like it's like Christmas, isn't it? Like it's dead normal to us that a man in red sneaks into our house in the middle of the night, gets a bit pissed and leaves presents, and then we wake up and get pissed as we're opening presents. To anyone outside of our culture, that's weird, and it's probably the same the other way around.
Yes, but have you seen the effects of water on the human corpse?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
It's not nice. You certainly couldn't have people checking on you from your family as you bloat up and become very gaseous. Or as Happy Dog just said there, Graham juice would be 18 gallons of the bummer's cough.
Yeah, all right. Hey, have you ever been to one of these like weird ones where they have the body in the house the day before the funeral?
The Irish people, no.
Yeah.
No.
Is it Catholics or whatever?
Yeah,
and they all chunner and pray and everything, and it's like, oh, okay.
I don't hold with it. I do not hold with that. Oh, my dad's dead. What are you going to do? I'm going to put him in the living room for a couple of days.
It's all weird, isn't it?
Just get rid. It's just it's a stinking lump of decaying meat.
Do you know what? I've had very specific instructions, right? So if I go before my daughter's 20, I want to be buried. So she's got like a gravestone to go and be really miserable by and tell me things and everything like that. But after that, do whatever you want. So if I go before she's 20, I need you to, because I told her so for that, and I could tell she wasn't even fucking listening.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
mind willing to honour me.
Because you're gonna die, apparently before me. I'm gonna go round and see Soph and Zelda.
Come with the drama.
And I'm gonna say, by the way, you do know he wanted to be buried, so it's gonna be a couple of grand. Now, I happen to know, ladies, that because he's not here, there's a spot of alkaline hydrolysis going cheap. Where's that? The reservoir. We'll just float him off, like a Viking funeral, but without the fire.
I know you don't listen to the podcast, Soph, but we did a special on this the other day, and Graham really wants a water burial. So, fucking cunt! I'm there from heaven.
You're not going to heaven. Oh no!
No.
Don't be getting ideas.
That'd be my torch. That'd be my day one of hell, wouldn't it? Showing me all the shit that you're getting up to. What is he doing?
Dude, if you went before me, I'd be too old and broken to be doing much.
You wouldn't even know. Graham's died, Aidan. Who?
Yeah, and that's only if it happens in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Who've we got in tonight? We got Cup of Tea, Smoke Steve, hello. We got Robert Morgan, who's been sharing links, dude. DIY with Jerry's Garage. That's American Rebellion, isn't it? How you doing, mate? Happy Dog, of course. Alan Reader, got Fat Belly Topperoon. MK Fox, who says Hayden will come back as Robocop. Doubtful. Who else we got here that I've missed? If you've got the Vapist. And Sutty's Rehab, who wants to be dumped at sea, feed the fish, and improve the stock, when we all know Sutty's actually just going to be found in a narrowboat 6 months after he's died. Sorry. That's bad. He's just part of the floorboards now.
Can you imagine the irony though? Like, having said that, dumped at sea. Imagine, and I'm not wishing this on you, Sutty, but imagine he actually dies by just slipping off his boat now. Everyone's like, "Oh, mysterious."
I remember on Ogrish Forum, we had this. That's just one of the trolls, an Australian kid, and he told this woman, he said, "I hope you die in a house fire." No word of a lie. I think it was like 2 weeks later.
Oh, really?
Did. Everyone thought best not piss him off. Best not piss him off anymore. It's just not good. You don't want to die in a house fire. Testickles having a custard slice.
Oh, nice,
Very
nice,
nice.
very nice. Hey, I remember the room we were in upstairs. I remember you devoting pretty much a whole show to complaining about this. So I've got some good news for you, Hayden. I don't know
Good
if you know.
news.
But yeah, they fixed Sonic the Hedgehog.
Do you
They've
know what?
completely
I've got
re-edited
some
him.
notes about this. Can I share them with you? Because what I do, I write down like news stories that I see. I just write bits and bats. Them. My handwriting is like a hen pissing in the snow.
I just screen grabbed this. I thought that'll do.
But in
I don't need
Sonic, what I've got is the internet is very happy with his redesign.
Yeah.
The internet is fucking stupid.
Oh, come
People
on.
were upset about how Sonic the Hedgehog looked in a film that's going to be shit. It's going to be super shit, and the way that fucking blue imaginary fucking hedgehog looks will make no difference to how shit that film is going to be.
How dare you, Aiden?
Fucking
How dare you?
Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Jesus.
I tell you what, though, change or not, he still failed the wank test. I tried today. Couldn't get there. In fact, it was easier when he had the creepy teeth.
I didn't get it. When there was all that fucking outrage on the internet, I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
Life is so easy, Hayden, that we have to worry about these things. Let's not
thank
worry.
fuck it's that. I thought I was just being a boomer.
No. Life's just that easy, isn't it? It's life's just fucking, like heaven forbid we actually worry about the fact that ABC sat on the Epstein story for 3 years. Heaven forbid we even consider worrying about that.
Pales into insignificance because a shit film didn't make an imaginary blue fucking hedgehog in trainers look exactly how my fucking shut-in incel fanboy mind thought he should.
Yeah, well, it's people's lives are too easy, so we
do you know what?
Every luxury of worrying about these
bloke
things.
that had a problem with that should have his knackers knocked off with 2 fucking bricks, and every woman should have a fanny sewn shut. Those people should never be allowed to breed. Not even for a second. Should not be allowed to breed. If you were upset about Sonic the Hedgehog, basically in the fucking mincer.
Oh god, here we go.
Get in
on
the
your
bastard.
socialist policies again, are you? It's early for you. It's not even 11 yet.
Fuck's given 0. You know I'm right. You know I'm fucking right. And by the way, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
No, 100% didn't. 100%.
Just got to get that out there.
Everyone knows he didn't. But you know what? What we're gonna do? We're all gonna get triggered by some ridiculous by the BBC putting out the wrong footage of Boris Johnson laying a reef, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, I saw that major gaff.
I know. I mean, the conspiracy theories are like, "We caught you, BBC. We caught you with your propaganda," and it's like, no, man, it's obviously a mistake. Obviously, like I fuck up every week in exactly the same manner. You know what I mean? I saw one guy going, well, they must have had to have gotten permission to show the clip. And it's like, well, no, for a start, mate, the BBC probably owned the footage from 2016 and now. Obviously they did. But secondary, the BBC doesn't have to get permission for anything it shows. It's got blanket agreements because it shows so much stuff. They basically just use it. And then there's a standardized thing they just build. You'll just be sat there and you'll get money off the BBC, and they're like, "Oh, sweet."
Someone's just written in there. Do you think Sonic killed Epstein? Now, you tell me. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein cared about Sonic?
No.
Wrong. He's exactly the sort of person that would care how Sonic looked in the film.
Well,
nailed on fucking paedophile.
He wants to be in with the kids, doesn't he? Eh?
Yeah.
So they can, whilst they're crying afterwards, they can try and cheer them up.
I'm down with you guys. Yeah, that hedgehog looks shit, yeah.
Hey, I've got some more pop culture wonderfulness for you. And Milo Yiannopoulos
is he
back.
Still a thing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, well
done, Milo.
Everyone was mocking him for being broke. And then I think several people pointed out to Milo that he's got like 0.8 million subscribers on YouTube, and he can post pretty much anything. And make money off it, even if it's just going off the YouTube Red or whatever. He's making crazy cash. So he leaked that footage, didn't he? Did you see that footage that he leaked? I can't remember what it was now. Oh bollocks, I've not got it up. It doesn't matter. But he leaked the footage, and that was like 140k views, and he's got addicted now. And the new one today was some woman threw a glass of water over him and Gavin McGuinness and called him all the names under the sun. But this very same woman left her bill on the table that she'd just got from that had her name on it. So he knows what she looks like, obviously. And he took her name and gave it to a private investigator who gave him back a novel-sized A4 thing, just with everything that this woman has ever done, everywhere she's ever lived, every address she's had, every job she's had. And it turns out her father's like some huge, important director of some company, and he's on all these things and everything. And not only that, it turns out that this woman is a thought. She sells pictures of herself online.
Oh, wonderful.
So he's got all the screen grabs of her going, hey, anyone? It's so good. And he's put out a gorgeous video. Once we're done, guys, check out Milo's YouTube channel for this video. He did actually read out the names in the full names and addresses, but it's been bleeped, thankfully, because dude, there is a fucking line. Don't straight up dox someone, but the way it unfolds is amazing. Like he emailed the father saying, "Are you aware of what your daughter's doing and everything?" And he's just completely vanished her off the internet.
But the problem is, I do have a problem with that, as you know. However, she took it to real life first, so
yeah. Well, she assaulted him in public. She assaulted him.
Robert Morgan, thank you very much for your super chat. There, he says, "Share a pint or whatever. Lights too."
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So his rehab has said, "Don't get too close to camera, Graham. It feels like I'm coming up on a knee." Mate, you know, if I ever told you about my childhood.
You did on one of the midday meltdown that worked this week. You spoke about Nigel Farage.
I really wanted to talk to you about that tonight. Actually,
me too. That's why I've got it. Me too. Hashtag.
I wanted your take on it.
Well, originally Nigel came out, didn't he, and said he made a unilateral decision, not a deal, a unilateral decision that the Brexit Party would not stand against any Conservative candidates in the general election. When Boris turned down a deal, he said, look, in his words, I believe in leave. See what I mean? Can't believe without leave. Hey, very good. I know, I'm thinking, always thinking. Now, you'd think the Tories would be really happy with this. Now, a lot of the news channels have, of course, jumped on there and said, it's not going to help the Tories, it's not this, it's not that, it's not the other. However, it's certainly not enough for the Tories. It's not enough, because they've come out and they've asked him if the Brexit Party would also not stand against any marginal Labour seats. Now,
it's not enough then. It's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough that you don't stand against us. Would you mind not standing against Labour as well? Just none of you.
Fuck off.
Now Farage is naturally not massively impressed with this, and he said that it's almost comical. Almost comical. And he added, I've gifted the Conservative nearly 24 seats, and I did it because I believe in leave. And also, he did question, rightly so, do the Tories really think they're going to, even the marginal safe seats, do they really think they're going to take those?
Yeah.
Brexit Party might. The Brexit, like, for example, where I live, I can't imagine Labour being actually toppled, but I do believe that a Brexit Party candidate would be far more successful than a Tory candidate.
Yes, that's the point, isn't it?
Successful.
That's the point. You know what? All they have to do is put their egos outside for the next month, and Farage has just handed the Conservatives the election.
Yeah, he's done it for them.
That's obviously not what's going to happen. And there's a weird thing with this. I've been thinking about it more and more because I've been seeing all the reactions and faff and people saying you're going to split the vote and all that. And it's like people are saying like, oh, well, why would you hand it to the Tories? Their deal isn't good enough. And it's like, no, you don't get it, guys. All he need is 10, 15 MPs. And then his one demand to form a government with the Conservatives is going to be the Brexit deal. It's going to be like, you can close as many hospitals and libraries as you want. I don't give a fuck. You guys do whatever you want. But Brexit is going to be going through as the Brexit Party wants. That's our one condition. Yeah. That's all he needs. And people don't realise this. And
you can see people now, like even in chat saying, Nigel Farage is pissed in our face. He's done this, he's done that. The fact is, the Brexit Party were never going to win enough seats to gain power alone and push through the idea of, I can't say a no-deal Brexit because there's no such thing, but what we've been calling a no-deal Brexit. However, they can win enough seats to exercise massive leverage on the Tory party, to which Boris would crumble very quickly if they between them had a majority. And that's the only way we'll get any Brexit, let alone hard Brexit. The only way. The only way.
Tez has just pointed out that those that donated, and yeah, people paid to stand as well, didn't they? Which is a bit of a fucking upset. There's a lot of very angry people who thought they'd be standing as the Brexit Party who now aren't, and unfortunately, they're not necessarily seeing the bigger political picture, the greater game that's been played. They're seeing their individual circumstances. In fact, I was hoping we'd talk about this, so I've already got it pulled up. But Milton Keynes' Brexit Party, have you seen their posts?
No.
They're very angry. They had two people going to run. The one I've got here is a black and white picture of Nigel with traitor written in big bloody letters across him. And it says, if you would like to vent your anger at Brexit Party HQ for denying Leave voters their democratic right to vote for Leave candidates, then here's the contacts. And they've just given out the phone numbers and all the rest of it. They are very, very pissed off.
The fact is, though, politics is nothing more than a dirty game. We all know that. These naive fools that sent all that money in to become a Brexit candidate, it paid a lot of non-refundable deposits. The truth is, they joined a party whose only mission is to get Brexit done, and preferably the harder the better.
Thing is, though, as well, they gave him £100, which ultimately he probably should, and I imagine he will give that back. But it's not £100 to stand, isn't it? Like £5,000 or something.
Oh yeah, and you lose your deposit if you don't get enough votes.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's not like they've paid the £5,000. They gave him £100. Which ultimately, the problem is Nigel Farage, as love him or hate him, he's got a phenomenal political mind. He knows what he's doing. He's got a perspective, and he knows how to play these games. He gets fucked hard by the establishment relentlessly, but a lot of the people who are members and wanting to stand for the Brexit Party, they're just simply not on his level. No. And I get why they're angry. I 100% get it. But they need to shut their fucking mouths. If they actually care about Brexit, they'd stand aside and go, yes, this is actually the right thing to do. Genuinely. Running in every single seat was a mistake. Huge mistake. Especially now you've got the Remain alliances and all the rest of it coming through in there.
The threat to running every single seat has paid off well. So the threat has worked very well.
Exactly. That's all it was. It was the thing. And Alex has just said there, some are complaining about the leaflets and merch they bought for the campaigning. I know. I'm sorry. This is politics. It's how it goes, man. It costs money. You know what? If you were getting into it to be frugal, then I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. It's, you spend money, don't you? It is what it is.
Maybe I should have run for the Brexit Party in Manchester.
We need to form the Patriarchy Party, man, 100%. I would knock on doors day and night to run as the Patriarchy Party.
Where are we getting the £5,000 to stand from?
I don't know. Is it still 5? We need to check that for local councillors.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Run it as a meme campaign. I can get the votes. Don't worry about that. Be great. But then everyone will find out my secrets, though.
Yeah, that's true. And where you live. You have to release where you live if you're an MP.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
It's not for me.
I'll be such a pillar of the community. It won't matter. There'll just be flowers at my door every morning. It'll be fine.
Be somebody at your fucking door every morning. I don't know if it's flowers. While we're on British politics.
Go on.
The Labour Party have been hacked again.
Oh, I know, dude. Did you see Jeremy Corbyn's video when he was explaining it?
No, but I have. Before you tell me about that, of course, online people have been howling that it's the Russians. Okay, it's the Russians. It's the Russians. An ex-GCHQ boss, Brian Lord, has come out and said it could well be a hostile nation state because sophisticated actors will use basic DDoS, distributed denial of service attacks, to masquerade for other more serious and sinister motives. Scary stuff. But before I go on, what sinister motives would you have for hacking the fucking Labour Party? Now, if they're saying it's the Russians, what more damage could the Russians actually do to the Labour Party? But given that the Labour has a member eating their own foot every single day, one of them I'll talk about afterwards. It's got a leader who keeps supporting other leaders that even left-wingers in their country get rid of or try to get rid of. Look at Bolivia. Recently, Corbyn was until 3 days that their president was ousted for being a fucking bent dictator. He was still going, yeah, brother, fight with you.
Dude, I saw that. Like, yeah, he did a completely false election, and he got completely ousted for being beyond corrupt.
Yeah, and a dictator.
Did you see what happened with that? Like, they were counting up the votes, and then it all just went offline, and then it came back a bit later, and it was like, yeah, we've won, guys. Don't worry about the details.
But Corbyn was behind him all the way.
Yeah, he was still there like that, even after, like, independent investigations showed that it was a fraud. And then
Corbyn always gets on the side of anything that goes against what we consider to be traditional Western values. Every single time. Every single time.
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe when he got behind the Bolivia thing. It was disgraceful.
Exactly. But here's the other thing. I'm not saying that it wasn't a hostile superpower that hacked the Labour Party, because I don't know. But no one seems to be considering the very real possibility that it's one or a few really spotty shut-ins using like a botnet just for a laugh. And no one's really considering that it's just some sort of fucking 4chan dickheads having a bit of fun.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, man, right? It was a DDoS attack, which is obviously a bad thing to do to a website, because for anyone who doesn't know, you just overload with requests. You know, like, so if I go on facebook.com, like 1 million people can go on facebook.com at the exact same time, and the servers are so big they can handle it. But if it's just a little website, if 1 million people hit it at once, it's going to go down. And that was the attack.
Yeah, and they look for the same, like, you know, they'll all try and log in at the same time. I have some experience of large DDoS attacks.
I know you do. No, I wasn't explaining for you.
I know,
I'm
for the
them.
people there, just what they do. All of these bots, a lot of them, you can have like 1 million computers in South America that have been compromised. They all try and log in, or they all try and click the same link, and that just takes your site straight down.
But in terms of a cyber attack, it's the lowest level, easiest. Like, pretty much anyone can do it with enough. You know, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. It's not like you don't need an insane amount of specialist knowledge to do. So ultimately, I mean, it could very easily be someone that's sympathetic to the Labour Party. Especially, what I'm suspecting was the first one may have been legit, and then the way it was reported, it made it sound like someone from the Labour Party had been actually raped.
But to be fair,
the way they kept going, attack.
Oh, I know. But the thing is it not? What benefit for a foreign power to hack the Labour Party computer? What? Yeah. What? For what? What sinister motives? Find out who the members of the Labour Party are. You can probably buy a fucking list if you want.
Yeah.
So what's it's rampant paranoia everywhere, and you know, everyone's complaining about foreign interference, Russian interference, but we've had Obama interfere.
Yeah.
He was president when he was brought over here to tell us that we'd be going to the back of the fucking queue. We've had Trump getting involved and calling up a radio show.
I know, yeah.
And now we've got Hillary. Hillary Clinton has been sticking her in, hasn't she? I did write something down about Hillary, because a couple of things really caught my attention about Hillary.
She's selling a book at the moment, isn't
exactly.
she?
She's here with a daughter, Chelsea, isn't she?
Yeah.
And the book is called The Book of Gutsy Women. Buy it or commit suicide in a prison cell. Luckily for us, though, she did take some time off from selling this book to tell us a few things about the UK. Because apparently we're doing everything wrong. Apparently, this is according to Hillary, despite her being an admirer of the UK, she said, "I am, as a great admirer, concerned because I can't make sense of what's happening." It's not that complicated, love.
You still don't get it, do you, hey?
But she's not alone in that, I suppose, but it's not that complex. And she then said that she'd seen the UK sort of shrink and turn inwards. I am still waiting for the FBPE people to complain about foreign interference, such as Hillary Clinton. I have written at the end of my notes, by the way, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Because I seem to write that whenever I talk about Hillary for some strange unknown reason.
I think Hillary, though, she's been in the game a long time, and she knows she's saying things so that she gets articles written about it. She gets clickbait. She gets books sold. That's all it fucking is. She's just playing the game. That's the benefit, isn't it? And she knows full well that she's getting all these sucky fluff pieces. She's not doing any hard interviews. No one's talking about her genuinely about the shit. And it's and right now, shitting on Britain is good for clicks, isn't it? People go, oh yeah, because it's just all racist and everything's bad.
But they had her on some talk shows, didn't they? And not one of them said, so Hillary, listen, between you and me,
yeah,
Jeffrey, right? Did you? Do
you know what? That did actually happen in America on The Daily Show. That guy, what's he called? Trevor Noah. Yeah. He said, so how did you do it, or something like that? But it was obviously, like with these talk shows are staged, like they have a pre-interview, everything that they want to talk about, all the interesting anecdotes are all done beforehand, written down on a thing. It was so obviously staged, and I can't remember who pointed it out, but the creepy thing was that like she actually knew him in person. So this whole thing about like I know you, right? And if you got suicided, and then a month or two later, I was just being interviewed about it, and we were just having jokes about I'd done it, and I was laughing. I wouldn't. This is the weird thing about Hillary. Like, why was she sat there laughing about it? Like, this was a friend of yours, wasn't it? Wasn't your husband like on the plane 30 odd times with him or whatever?
Did you see the meme?
Which one?
Which was Hillary? Oh God, I wish I'd copied it. Hillary and Bill Clinton in bed. And Bill's lying on his side like this, and Hillary's looking around thinking, he's thinking about other women. And then his thought bubble is, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me.
It's just creepy to me that she'd just laugh about his apparent suicide. And it's like, dude, this was a friend of yours that was like one of the most prolific sex offenders, the prolific paedophiles that's ever lived. And you just sat there on a talk show just having a good old giggle about the memes, and it's like, no, man, this isn't funny. This is fucking serious. There's demonetization gone anyway.
What's new? We start off demonetize that intro guarantees limited status straight away. We uploaded the intro, if any of you guys know, and a few of you have watched it already. After I did it the other night, wasn't it? I did 2 versions. And put the second version up. It's unlisted, and I think Richie Alan shared the link to it. It was green. It's just an intro. It's got one rude word in it. Okay, one rude word. Fucking. Hardly unusual on monetized videos in YouTube. However, limited like that.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah. I know, but it's such is life now, isn't it?
Oh, I don't mind. We're gonna, their new rules are gonna shaft us anyway. Aren't they? The ones where they can, if you're not financially viable, they can shove you off there. But we're still a platform. We're not a publisher.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are losing the shit about this financial viability thing. But I'm at the point now with YouTube where it's just like, well, it's just if they want to get rid of you, they're going to get fucking rid of you, aren't they? There's no point
trying to. That's the way it is.
Yeah, there's no point panicking, and like you can be within the rules and everything, but if they decide they don't like you, you're gone, and that's the end of it, really. It's best just to not worry about it,
There's no sense in worrying. Whatever happens, doesn't it?
I got to say on that Labour thing, though, man, because I didn't get it out before, but I really, really do think that they've done it to themselves. Because in terms of who benefits, it's like with the Hillary thing, she benefits from saying mad shit because people make clickbait. She sells books. Labour have already been pushing this Russian interference report that's still classified.
Yeah.
They keep mentioning it, like, oh well, they won't talk about it, and now they're saying that like some of the people in the report have been funding the Tories, and so I don't think that Jeremy Corbyn himself has asked for it. But it helps Labour a hell of a lot, and it feeds into that narrative right now.
See, I think you're wrong.
Go on. Well, that's all right.
I think it was Diane Abbott trying to log into her emails with her speak and spell. That's what I think it was.
Dude, the Democratic Socialists of America actually did DDoS themselves. Do you remember that during their conference? Some guy runs in going, "We're under attack! We're under attack!" And it was exactly that. They were all just trying to log in at the same time off the same server, so it crashed. So you know what they're saying it's a DDoS, but it could just be boomers that don't know what they're doing quite easily. Really easily.
Very easily. Diane Abbott, 100%, mate. 100% she's using a speak and spell, and it's just asked her to spell a particularly tricky word that has more than one consonant, and that's it. Fucked it. Not that, of course, I'm not being racist. Diane Abbott would be equally stupid if she were white.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. There's
Got to point that out these days. It's not because she's black I'm calling her names and making fun of her. It's because she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, an idiot who happens to be black and have a vagina.
Ew. Diane Abbott's vagina. I bet that's a sight to see. Jeremy Corbyn's been in and out of that, though, hasn't he? Ooh,
yeah.
He's had the back out of that. You mentioned Google earlier, YouTube and privacy and kids' privacy.
Go on.
My phone's just woke up to tell me about YouTube privacy. Thank you, Google. I'm sure I'm supposed to say, okay, Google, stop it. Shh. Wall Street Journal, I think, broke this a while ago, but it kind of went away, and I'm amazed that it went away. Have you heard of Project Nightingale?
Oh, yes. Well, this was a couple of years ago. They said they wanted to get into healthcare, and everyone went, "Oh, that's brilliant," because they wanted to make affordable insurance, didn't they? And then it went quiet for a while, and then this broke, didn't it? That you're about to tell me.
Yeah, well, they'd arranged with this company called Ascension, which apparently is the second largest healthcare provider in the US, to get hold of the medical records of 50 million people for Google. Honest, it's just for insurance. Google, fuck off, stop waking up. It's just for insurance. Google said, I don't know, maybe I can help you with something else, smiley face. Now, apparently, creepy, not creepy, maybe. It gets creepier, though, when you find out that none of the patients or doctors were asked.
No,
or
it was
notified that this was going to happen. And it gets better. So far, 10 million of those records have already been transferred to Google. Now, the usual modus operandi for this would be to strip out the personal information. I think it's called depersonalizing or something like that. Strip it out so that you can't be recognized. Hasn't happened. Google employees have access to the fucking medical records of 10 million people. Can you imagine what's contained in your medical records? The value of that data?
I know.
Who you are, where you live, how old you are, your life expectancy, what medication you might be on. Think of what they've got. And this whole story, because it only came, I don't even know what flagged it up again. I think there's a whistleblower's come out, a Google employee gone, we can see all this shit.
Yeah, we've just been collecting it. It's like, no, that's not what we thought you meant when you said you were getting in the health insurance game. It was supposed to be affordable insurance for the masses. It was,
It's turned out to be a lucrative advertising opportunity. Go figure.
I will say, though, that there's another side to this, though. Like, in terms of the data analysts and, the algorithmic ability of Google and Amazon, because they're involved with this as well. Like, they could... There's a potential future where they could very, very efficiently be able to detect, issues in you. If your eating changes, your sleeping changes, like you could literally get a thing off Google saying, mate, I think there's something seriously wrong with you here. Looking at your family history, you might have arse cancer. There's a good chance you got. Get down there now and check it out. So there is actually a potential there because they can already tell when women are pregnant before women know.
There's more potential for them to sell you shit.
But yeah, well, of course, but that's the thing. But it's the fact that this hasn't been done in any way, in any consensual manner whatsoever.
No, just tuck it. Just
it's
tuck
like,
it.
It's kind of like the medical advances that were made by Nazis doing experiments on Jews. You know what I mean? Like we learned a lot. We did actually, and we kind of, when we're standing on the shoulders of giants. Some of those giants were bad people, man. Really bad people. But I kind of feel like we're there now with this, but but it's just so authoritarian and
so
terrifying.
Dirty. It's so dirty. Well, we were talking about Google and YouTube, and my son came home from school yesterday. He said, "Dad, have you heard of a fight between these two guys off YouTube?" Someone was telling me about it. So I looked at it. Apparently it's RSI and Joe Rogan.
Dude, I've got that up on my notes. I was going to
Paul
troll
Rogan?
you a bit.
Is it Paul Rogan and RSI, which I believe stands for repetitive strain injury? Apparently these two YouTube people had a big fight.
A rematch, in fact. It's a rematch.
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm finding it hard to think if I could possibly care any fucking less. Now, my son wasn't interested. Someone at school was going on. He said, "Do you know about that?" Oh, no, come on, your dad's a boomer. I don't understand these things. I think they're missing a trick, though, because I did expend a couple of seconds thought on it, and there is a way they could make me care.
Yeah, go on.
About Paul Rogan and RSI having a fight, okay?
Go on.
Okay, it's very easy. Give them 2 rooms, 1 room each, dark room, a dog bowl to drink out of, and for 2 weeks, feed them nothing but magic mushrooms, GHB, Viagra, and cattle growth hormone. Then throw them into a cage where there are sticks with nails in, and just see what happens. I would watch that. And I think those guys are missing out, because I think that's the future for these people. And of course, the loser in the mincer.
You see,
the winner in the mincer second.
I thought this might be your take on events, Hayden. So
imagine you thinking that might be the case.
So I did try and find some good sides to this, and the fight itself, they're now registered. I don't know I can't remember what the procedure is, but they are now official proper boxers. The first time it was just a match, but they're actually like
put them in the ring with a proper boxer.
No, but they are actually, like you're in the league and you get a ranking and all the rest of it. But the reason they did that was so that every other fight, because theirs wasn't the only fight on the night, every other fight was an actual boxer doing a genuine. There was a couple of championships on the line, and some people watched all of that and then just went, "Oh, fuck off, Logan Paul." But the good side to it is these guys have got phenomenal reach and a lot of interest, and they brought in an insane amount of money. And so one good side to it is, and it's not as if boxing's the thing is, boxing at the highest level is obviously like millions and millions of dollars, but at the lower level, you're not doing as well. There isn't the money there. So one good thing is they did sell a lot of people, a lot of the night passes for people to watch it, which means that all these other boxers got paid, which is quite good.
Because I deeply care about people that punch each other in the head for a living. I give a fuck whether they're starving or well paid. Fuck them.
If that's your job and you're not and you're getting fucked,
you should have studied harder, shouldn't you? What's the only option left me in life? Punching people.
Well, no. For some people it is, man. That's why people from poor countries are doing so well in it, because they don't really have any other options. Sometimes.
Couldn't care fucking less. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
We're back on your socialist policies, aren't you? Fuck the poor.
I'm not sure not liking boxing particularly makes me a socialist.
No, it's the philosophy underneath it, man. It's just the general hatred of poor people trying to better themselves.
No, I actually believe poor people can better themselves in far better ways than going into boxing. And don't you dare hold up the one guy from a underprivileged background that made it in the last 10 fucking years. What about the 2000 end up cauliflower-head fucking cabbages in old people's homes? What about those guys?
Yeah, but
Why don't we
that's-
look at them and go, yeah, this is the
That's
actual face
why
of
they need to get
boxing.
paid, though. That's
Oh,
why it's good
so
that
they can
got paid.
enjoy their brain damage in later life
No, so
whilst
they can-
being simultaneously fucked by their management,
So they can
the promoters,
feed the
TV
family. They
companies.
can feed the family. They're
They
making
could
an
also
appropriate
they could also
sacrifice.
just get a fucking job.
That is the job.
No, I mean one that doesn't involve as much brain damage.
Topperoo can go.
You
fuck
just
himself.
like boxing because you like watching black people hit each other. That's all it is. You like watching black people bleed.
No, I like-
I know all about you.
I like the interracial ones, me.
You were rooting for fucking Paul Rogan, weren't you?
Yeah, I was good.
Is he related to Joe?
Good. No, he's not. No. But he is a brother. I think the last fight they had he had one fight and his brother had the other fight.
Oh God, there's fucking two of them.
The other one got announced actually. The last one, just as I was saying on this show, on the podcast, like I really want to do a fight. It was either going to be a woman or my own brother, and then Logan Paul did it, and I was like, oh fuck that then.
Yeah,
So
that's why you bowled it.
they've
Yeah.
gone hard and done it better. Hey man,
I think it's because a female MMA fighter would literally leave you with a broken kidney.
mate, I'm all
And-
over it.
and
I've
I
said
saw
it.
your
I've got
brother.
on record.
He's
I've gone on
younger,
record.
fitter, faster, everything, dude.
I've gone on record many times, man. Any woman you want me to fight, I'm up for it. No problem.
I will find you one then. I will find you. I'm going to get one of them female bouncers that's got a chin like desperate fucking Dan out the dandy. And when she's got you on the floor and she's knocking out your teeth, I'll just say to everyone, oh, I don't know where the towel is. I think Graham's all right. He's told me not to throw the towel. He's got this. I do realise he's pissing blood in the ring, but he's got this.
I saw a viral video the other day, and it was a McDonald's employee throwing someone out, and her, I was a little bit like, maybe. She was a big fucker. I swear she was like 7 feet tall, 30 stone. She just waddled out, but this guy, he was a big guy and everything, but she was just fucking so much mass. Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Well, it's not mass I'll be looking for. It's one of them really dangerous bastards that's been fighting for 10 years professionally.
Oh, one of them. All
Yeah.
beat up and ready for me.
Oh,
Plenty
yeah.
of vulnerabilities.
Oh yeah, plenty of vulnerabilities. Yeah, that's the word I think of when I see those women. She looks particularly vulnerable. Yeah.
Oh, Jessica Yaniv, that'd be an awesome one.
I don't know.
I wonder what all his weird tranny drugs that he's on. I wonder what that'd do for him.
Maybe
And his
that
taser.
maybe that tranny rugby player keeps breaking everyone's legs. That's
man.
it, Graham. You've got him just where you want her.
I'm not going for that, man.
You're gonna break
No,
her
no,
knuckles
no.
with that chin in a minute, mate.
I'm not going to allow you to continue to destroy women's sport by inviting a tranny to fight me. That's unfair on women everywhere.
Fine. I'll right, guys. You've heard it. You're out there watching. Get some recommendations into me who to tweet. You know, I'll see if I can get in touch with just one female fighter that'll go in the ring and absolutely. But I'd feel bad because you're gonna get brain damage, and I've got to explain to Zelda when she gets older. Why does my daddy dribble all the time, and why can't he speak? It's because your daddy's a fucking idiot, Zelda, who said he could beat a female boxer, and he got the shit kicked out of him. I told him not to. I told him, but he wouldn't listen.
Greta Thunberg, that'd be a good one. Can you imagine?
A 14-year-old girl.
I'd love to interview Greta. I'd love it. I'd fucking love it. Full hour, proper interview. It'd be great fun. It'd be so good.
Fat Belly's just said Rachel Corrie versus Bulldozer. I don't think there's going to be a rematch of that one.
No, that one's been settled, hasn't it?
Yeah, apparently the Bulldozer is still the undisputed heavyweight of Gaza. Shit. Oh,
Oh, dude.
I saw a tweet there was some kind of Someone tweeted about all the rockets that hit Israel, so of course everyone piles in. They're going, "Oh, it's not that bad," and I'm thinking, well, it probably is if you're in that fucking house. But okay,
There was one every few seconds. I was
Yeah.
watching a video of the alerts, and it was just like ding, 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 ding.
I don't care how big the rockets are. You know, people are unsettled. I know, and I've said, and so would every one of these milky toast fucking. I support the Palestinians right up until I actually have to do something. If a bottle rocket kept falling on their house all the time that could kill, they'd be the first ones going up to Boris Johnson demanding he level the shit out of whoever it was, regardless of whose fault it was. But I digress. There was another guy in the Twitter comments going on about, well, we just don't like Israel. We just need to stop them killing us with their bulldozers. And I thought, innit, yeah, you kill one person with a bulldozer and you get a bad rap forever.
You need to be linking our video on that, man. There you go. Here's a happy 40 minutes for you.
So you want to talk bulldozers? I love talking about bulldozers. Didn't someone watch the intro and say, "What's with the bulldozer"?
Yeah. Someone was like that. I was like, oh, okay.
Best to let them find out on their own, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was in people's minds at the moment. I thought it was a good call, but whatever. Dude, I'm gonna have to go soon, aren't we? Hey, did you know that HS2 is still gonna happen?
Oh, that's just ridiculous. I cannot believe we're going to spend, well, it's going to be more now, is it 55 billion?
Dude, it's now up to 88 billion.
All right, it's going to be 120
billion.
And the only benefit, and this done, your journey from London to Birmingham will be 29 minutes shorter. We live in an age where you don't have to go to another city for most business meetings. You know, you can do them on Skype, you can do them in any way, shape or form, but no, 29 minutes quicker to Birmingham.
I know.
I'd like the train to take 2 hours longer to get to Birmingham because Birmingham's fucking horrible.
You know what? It doesn't even take that long to get down that way, man. And we've already got empty trains running. How the fuck are they going to get back 88 billion? I mean, you can hammer on about the benefits to the local economy and all that shit, but there's already a
benefits?
Train.
Why didn't they just spend that 88 billion on making our current infrastructure more viable?
I know. Or just not take it off us in taxes in the
But if they were going
place,
to,
man.
I mean, because investing in the railways is never a bad idea. It's never a bad idea. No matter your thoughts, it's never a bad idea. You know, travel infrastructure, it keeps the wheels of commerce going. So, all right, we've got 88 billion. Should we build one fucking line that no one really needs? Or should we make all our lines better, create just as many jobs, just as much investment, you know, just as much money into the various localities, and because the rail network's everywhere. Imagine what we could have done with that instead of just one fucking bullshit line.
Or just build 88 billion's worth of fucking housing. We're desperate for houses. There's five developed sites everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Imagine 88 billion spent on fucking houses. Council houses. Or, or cheap to buy, first time buyers, poor people. 88 billion. Can you imagine that? The amount of fucking jobs created and comfort, and then the knock-on effect with like lowered rents and everything. Oh my god.
No. You can do a lot with 88 billion.
Jesus Christ.
High speed too.
Christ.
High speed too. Fucking stupid. Absolute pissing money up the wall. Pointless fucking venture. England is too small to need a fucking bullet train. It won't go that fast. It won't work. It'll fall apart 3 times a fucking year. It'll go hideously over budget. It's going to go over 100 billion. No doubt about it. You know, just they should have updated our current infrastructure.
Yeah, 100%.
So much could have been done.
You could have just subsidised the trains that we have now. We literally have trains from Manchester to London that are empty. They've made first class tickets cheaper. The last time I only get trains to London when it's work, when someone else is paying, because I'm not spending 184 quid to get a fucking train to London.
I just say Lee Howells has just said, yeah, and you devalue house prices. We're not talking about private houses, council houses, dude. It's the same thing. The money goes back into the economy. Council houses.
Well, all right.
Council houses were brilliant.
But maybe, I mean, that's the thing about Manchester as well. How many have they sold in the last few years? 5,000.
Oh, they've crippled it. And do you know what? Council housing was great. It was financially viable. It was fun. It kept money going. It gave people a home. They paid for that home. You know, it was a great thing. Council housing was a fucking brilliant idea that was good for everyone. It put money into construction, everything. Even though the council had a lot of their own builders, everyone was employed. They went and spent their wages. It worked. It worked. And Thatcher came up with the idea. Well, not Thatcher, but her government came up with the idea of selling them off. Nobody looked back since.
Well, hey, man, I don't mind right to buy. You know what I mean? If you've lived in a house for 20 years and you want to buy it and leave some of your kids,
it all went fucking. That. It all just went to private landlords.
If you're going to do right to buy, though, at least fucking replace the house that you're selling.
Yeah.
You don't just sell it and then that's gone now. You know,
Cup of Tea's asked if I was brought up in a council house. No, I wasn't, but I did live in one for a while, and I have no problem with them. It was a more spacious house than most private tenants had.
Lee said there it's best to mix up housing. I totally agree with you there, mate. I think council estates can be sort of quite cancerous. I think you can find an area there and build 8 council houses, and I think
I've got to say, Cup of Tea there has just said, "Lucky me for not being brought up." And well, what's better? What's better? Being brought up in a council house where it's an affordable rent, that everything's still okay, or some private landlord that price gouges the shit out of your parents, you get less shit spent on you, and possibly worse conditions. No, overall, council housing was brilliant. Lee said Thatcher's right to buy was brilliant. It wasn't. Nice idea. Houses were never replaced. Ended up in the hands of private landlords who let them go to rack and ruin and shafted the tenants. Not all of them, but we see it too much. So no, it wasn't a brilliant idea. We need council housing. Social housing is fucking brilliant, and it solves more problems than it creates. There we are. That's my take on it, and I don't give a fuck if you disagree, because I'm right and you're fucking wrong.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we necessarily. I mean, they can be good within the system that we've got right now, very much so. And but the problem is that we are currently paying to have council houses built, and they're not being built. So it's like, well, what's the fucking, I don't, it's like, if you're not going to do your job and you're not going to do what we're paying you to do, then stop fucking taxing me then. Stop taking the money off me.
Oh, no, they can't do
It's like, I'm not asked if you don't want to build fucking council houses, but stop taking so much council tax off me so that I can actually save to buy my own fucking house.
Screw the shit out of you and give you nothing for it. They give themselves nice shiny new offices. They don't invest in infrastructure. They don't lower business rates in the town centre, so we end up with fuck all there, And most importantly, this bin situation.
Well, yeah, dude, it's ridiculous.
I'm getting the equivalent of one proper wheelie bin.
Yeah.
A month emptied, because they gave us a smaller wheelie bin and only picks up every 2 weeks. So it's essentially once a month, which means I have to drive to the tip with bin bags in my car. Now, I don't mind that because I like throwing them over the wall. There's a certain satisfaction.
It is fun.
At the same time, I shouldn't have to. That should be a choice. That should be a treat once in a while.
I had a friend of mine lives in the Lake District, because obviously up there, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you do get a few bits and bobs that you've got to go to the tip now and again, because you don't have the services at all because it's out in the country. And he'd have a little trailer on the back of his car, and we wouldn't do it all the way, but once he got near the entrance and there was no hills or anything, we'd jump out the car, get on the trailer and hold on as he rode in, and it was so much fun. And yeah, we did all the shit with throwing certain things in certain bins and all that. It was great. Loved it.
Steve says council housing sounds like socialism. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But it worked. It worked. Social housing worked until people started trying to profit off it and fucked it up. They made huge mistakes with social housing, like knocking down entire communities of terraced houses and putting up high-rise buildings, which killed communities and caused huge problems from the 60s through to
and then they've knocked down the high-rises as well now. They're all going.
Not replace them. It's like, look at Beswick, where Man City's football ground is.
Yeah.
I lived around there for a few years. It was the most deprived area in the UK at one point. But now they've been knocking down houses wholesale and building houses that sell for like 200 and 250 grand. They're not for the local people. The apartments are like £100,000. So, nah, it's bollocks. It's bollocks. social housing was just a fucking great idea that was, sold off to make the country look temporarily more affluent. And it's alright saying you got something to leave for your kids, but most people didn't. And so many of those sold them on or lost. And there was no more social housing.
Well, I've got to say though, despite everyone's annoyance at it, it wasn't until the late 90s when Labour just completely opened up the borders. It wasn't an issue. I got a council house when I was 18, and I literally got like 5 sets of keys, and every single house was empty, and I could let myself into each one, and I got to pick the one I had, and that was like 98. There was so even in 98, in Manchester, where we've got one of the worst situations, second only to London, really. Even in the late 90s, things were really good. The issue we have now is just the phenomenal amount of people that are coming into the country without us building houses for them. There's less houses than there are just people moving here.
Yeah.
It's fucking madness. I know a lot of people were stressed and frustrated with Thatcher and all the rest of it, but we were all right. You could still get one. Could.
But
there was still a system in place.
Last answer to Lee, where he's saying about people were mortgages were cheaper than for council tenants, but it only benefited that one fucking generation. What about everyone else coming after them? You selfish prick. Forget 80s. Yeah, we did dead well. Yeah, and then it was fucked for the 2000s onwards because there's no social housing. That's the problem. Yeah. Short-term thinking. Affluent. Look at all these people we've raised and given them houses, and they've got money and they can afford them. What about all these other people coming through? Oh, well, fuck them.
The problem wasn't even just... I don't think the issue is even just simply social housing. It was just housing full stop.
Yeah.
Good housing, bad housing, private, everything. It just wasn't built for years and years. They've stepped it up a little bit now. Like this year, there's been a lot of pressure on the companies to just pump them out.
And you know yourself that the
too little, too late, though.
Of social housing, even in social mobility. Kids can't get on the property ladder now. It's dear. Young people. Fair enough. So you rent. But if you could get a decent council house for a few years, you could have some cash under your fucking belt. But once you're in the private renting, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's harder to save, and all these things. It has this knock-on effect right through. So no, I don't think it's the be-all and end-all. We need more private housing, more low-cost housing, more affluent housing. We need more housing.
Everything.
But we can't overlook the fact that social housing is hugely important, not just in housing the poorest, but giving people a base to build from, to step up from, to move from. And Cup of Tea said Thatcher built more houses than Blair. Yeah, that doesn't change it.
Yeah, Blair coming in was when the house building just stopped for some reason. It was a really strange... I still don't understand. There's people have got sort of quite paranoid conspiracy theories and all the rest of it. But for me, I suspect it was just incompetence. It was just short-sightedness. There was a lot of houses. There was an excess of houses.
So we stopped building them. Again, short-term thinking. Short-term thinking. This shit doesn't happen in China. Sadly, lots of bad shit does, but those fuckers plan ahead.
Yeah.
They have like 40-year plans, 200-year plans. Our lot is what will get us elected. That's all they think about. The next thing, just what will get us elected.
Yeah, Tez is saying his first flat was 35 quid a week. I think mine was like 50, but that was Manchester. It wasn't too bad at all, man. It was a 2-bedroom house. 50 or 55, something like that. Now, actually, the council houses, because cost of everything has gone up, council houses rents aren't even, they're actually quite comparable to private.
Well, there's not many council houses left, is it? It's all
that's
associations.
The thing. Yeah. Well, that's part of what's added to the cost.
Yeah.
Manchester alone's got like 30 companies. It's ridiculous. And they've all got CEOs that are on 150 grand a year. Then they've got the deputies. They've got all the board. There's all these. There's all this administrative staff and all this stuff. And basically all their job is to tell you, I'm sorry, there's no money left. We don't. we don't give you carpets anymore. We don't give you anything. There's nothing like, by the way, you're gonna have to wait for repairs as well because we've tendered all those contracts out to private companies. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
I remember
man.
when I worked for the council when I was a young man. It was still, they were starting to grandfather people out of the jobs, but there was still, like the council stores, council builders,
Yeah,
bins,
yeah,
everything. There were jobs around, and people think, oh, it sounds socialist, but you know what? They all did jobs, got paid wages. You worked for the corporation, and it was a job for fucking life for a lot of people. And the council downsized because somehow it was before the cuts they started doing all that, way before austerity.
yeah.
And that.
Way before.
And said,
Yeah,
it's
they
all right,
blame it
we'll
now.
have we'll have more money to spend. The services will improve. Didn't happen.
No.
Didn't happen. Just got fucking worse and dearer.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna go one route, then do it. If you're gonna have council houses, then you need to be hiring people yourself. The second you start tendering it out, it's a fucking joke.
Of course.
Like right now, we all of the council's money goes on to hotels for homeless families. There's tens of thousands of them right now in hotels all over. They're having to house them all the way out to the airport. Airport hotels are just full of homeless people, and I'm not talking about wreckhead spice freaks that
just people that have found themselves homeless.
Just legit, yeah. Like they got the 2 month thing from the landlord, and there's just nowhere to live, physically nowhere to live, and it's madness. It's fucking, and yet for some reason Manchester City Council just keeps knocking down houses. It's just knocked down that fucking. Well, it didn't just do it. We've moaned about it before, but the Salvation Army. Like I don't particularly like those people, but where home now is. In fact, not even where home is. Home's got that brand new cinema and there's all the bars and everything. Next door to it was the Salvation Army, and they obviously just didn't want it there. They didn't want it there. Oh no, we don't want all the homeless people. And it's like, well, were we not all right with home being where it was? Right in the fucking city centre. Was that not okay? No. We need a brand new place and a brand new thing, and fuck everyone else.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But Dave, we're going to have to cut this now. We're at 1 hour and 10.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, I've got more stories, but
I've got loads. But we've done quite well tonight for us.
We have. I shouldn't have had a Red Bull before we started, though, or a Blue Bolt. That was a mistake.
You need to lay off these energy drinks, dude. These are not helping you.
Yeah, but mate, like 9:30, 9:45, I was just on the couch like that.
Yeah, but dude, I'm 47 years old and I don't need that shit.
No, I know.
You're a young, virile man. Come on.
I'm not that fucking young, man. I'm falling apart.
You're not even 40 yet, dude. Just wait till you go past that and all the funny noises start. Jesus. Dude, come on. I don't use energy drinks. Well, I'm not allowed to. But even if when I was, I didn't use them.
I had to. It's sugar-free, though, isn't it? I got the sugar-free one. Yes.
I
for that.
Probably shouldn't have those. If your heart rate's too fast, the idea of speeding it up sounds like a really bad idea. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to help support the Trigger Warning Project, and we hope you do, because we are, despite getting a very generous donation recently, which has meant we've both got some more time.
Yes.
So most importantly, that's why I've been cranking out intros and I'm doing idents for the radio station this week, doing more graphics. We've got time, a little bit of time. Money buys time. But we do have to keep the lights on. We are in the red as far as our monthly costs go. If you do want to help, please go to triggerwarning.tv, have a look on there, or go to patreon.com/triggerwarningtv and become one of our patrons. It all goes towards the project. As you know, we've been doing this for a few years on and off. We've never really monetized it much, just, subsidized it. But, the equipment's getting to. We're doing what we can, but we do need your help, guys. I know it's not always possible, but everything counts. If you can't put your hand in your pocket, or you just don't want to, which is fair enough, share the links, get us out there, click like. Always click like on the streams, or dislike, whichever it is, but give us a click, give us a share. It helps grow the channel. It helps bring more viewers in. More viewers equals more time we can give to Trigger Warning, and that's pretty much the be all and end all of it. Also, there is going to be Meat Space 2, definitely, and some other cool stuff next year we can't announce till then. It's definitely going to happen. We'll get details out as far in advance as we can, to give you guys some warning that's coming up. So I guess we're going to be back on Thursday from the studio, unless Graham has another coughing fit. I was there, dude. I was sat there.
I know. I was literally like, she was still cleaning the sick off the bed right next to me and just went, phone Aiden now. I was like, because you know what I'm like, no, I'll be fine.
To be fair, for all dicking about, what was the first thing I said when you said I've been sick?
Yeah, he was just like, no.
Just forget about it, mate. I'll go.
And then, but then even then, like when I tried to come in it, I was like, I think I was still on the phone to you going, all right, Aiden, well, just put me on the bitch camera. And then if I need to cough, I won't be on camera
I just
anyway.
said no.
And then,
no.
yeah, and she was just there going, you are going to bed, Graham.
That's what I said. Just no. Just have a night off, dude. It won't kill you. And you were still in fucking chat.
I know. Well, I did have it on in bed.
Good evening to you too, just as William. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All grist to the mill. By the way, we're going to be getting in touch with all our patrons to find out what name you'd like on the. We're going to be making some end credits for all the shows, and we want to say thank you. We want everyone to know what absolute rock stars you are. So we'll be in touch for that soon as well. But it is time for us to go. But we are going to be back on Thursday with Big Show from the studio. And Graham might be back tomorrow with the midday meltdown. You might want to turn your mic on.
I've got a lot I want to say, so hopefully, yeah. Yeah, my router died today, but it's on. I bought a new one. I seem to be. No one said Graham stopped or anything today, so no, I think we're good. I think we're good to go.
Working absolutely fine, mate. Absolutely fine. So Graham, we're back from midday meltdown. So that's midday UK time. I'll be back on Thursday with the big show, and we've got some more news coming up about Trigger Warning Radio and some other things as well. That is definitely a go, and we've started on that already. Daz has been preparing his shows. Richie Allen's all scheduled in. He'll be going out live on it. I'll be doing something on there. Sure, Graham will. We're talking to some other people, and we'll have the Trigger Warning app hopefully done by the new year, sooner if possible. But there's a lot of work. And that'll only be for Android, by the way, because it's too expensive for Apple.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd have to buy an Apple machine for me to code it on. I'm not using an emulator. It never fucking works properly. And then we have to pay $100 a year to Apple just so they can say, no, we don't want that on our store. Thank you very much. And then request changes that I can't possibly make.
Yeah, they're just going to deny it anyway. So it's not. What do you mean? What am I doing? What do you mean?
You was having a little dance, wasn't you?
I'm just enjoying myself. Excuse me.
Why shouldn't he enjoy himself?
What?
Why shouldn't he have fun? You know, come on, guys, be reasonable. Graham's got to be allowed to fucking enjoy himself a little bit. Jeez.
This is my only friends.
They're very harsh on you, aren't they? They're very harsh. You guys think you've got a shit life. He's got me as a mate. That's how shit his life is.
This is all I have. I go back to sitting in silence now. That's it.
Ah, dear me. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, and the podcast is coming back as well. It might be this show recorded, might be something else we do, but that's coming back as well for all you guys that used to listen to it and all the ones that keep sending me emails complaining what's happened to the podcast. So as more time is presenting itself and I'm getting things under control on my side of things, yeah, we're going to be back at it. So more trigger warning just for you fuckers, because you probably did something really bad in a past life to deserve it. Did we play out with the intro vid again? I think we should.
If you want. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Probably have to mute your mic or something. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!